Anything up here? It's an interesting little spot.
Cerberus is putting up a fight, but the 9th platoon is advancing, Commander.
Good work, Lieutenant.
Oh, something over there. This does look a lot like a place where, yep, we might find some enemies. Do they see us? 'Cause I'm not sure that they do. SMG heatsink. We may be currently using that on the Hurricane. And, well, if they didn't see us before, they definitely see us now. That much is true. Okay, so, Tally, if we could just take a second to reactivate your defense drone, and then that is a pretty quick cooldown, so once you're off cooldown, get you on the more aggressive combat drone. That should stun these guys quite a bit, and, you know, what are we doing shooting our weapon? Don't be silly, Vids. They're a biotic. Make them go boom.
Commander, we're getting a lot of mortar fire. Heavy casualties.
Okay.
Circling around the bomb site.
We're moving in.
Copy that.
Did I hear more? Definitely still hear Cerberus units, but I don't see them on our map. Okay. Is that where we were just down previously? It might be. It definitely is, because, yeah, we moved around that way. Okay. Fair enough. Object permanence lids, you know? It's hard, okay? It's hard sometimes. Sometimes I close my eyes and I'm not sure if the world still exists. What do we have here? Pistol scope. Not really something that is all that useful for our pistol here, because this might be the first time I've ever zoomed in on the Acolyte. Ever. Multiplayer included. It's not exactly the most precise of weapons. Right? Metagels. What is our total metagel count? Because we did make that upgrade. Now we're at 8. Okay. It's pretty solid, and apparently that is the most we can get, since no more we can purchase. So I think might be looking to drop down now. Let's save before we do, though. Okay. Is there anything else besides that?
I'm getting a lot of Cerberus radio chatter. They're prepping for evac.
Oh. They're prepping for evac. Yeah. Does that mean they're leaving to go into that shuttle? Presumably. So, I mean, they do have shields, which makes it considerably harder for us to use biotics against them. But what we can do is we could have Garrus overload one of them, and Tally, then energy drain the other, while we try to singularity you before you get out of there. Prevent you from doing what you were trying to do. And your friend, now that they are over there, can use the biotic explosion to take you both out. Like that. And away the shuttle goes, but it's pretty empty, I do believe. Sometimes. It's part of the fun of the biotic combos is the unpredictability of, are they going to go absolutely flying this time? Maybe. Maybe not. You can never know for certain. But it is... Whoa. It is that element of surprise that keeps it exciting. We have... Oh, a bunch of credits there. And I definitely saw more Cerberus units.
Cerberus is retreating.
I think those are basic assault troopers. They are. They are, which means they're great targets. Ooh, for us to not get grenaded by. Is that close enough to hit Garrus and Tally? Did that just go off? I think it just went off. Also, there's this shield booster, which is kind of nice. Is there anything else over here? I think that might be it. Now there's a little bit more. Oh, another one of these shuttles, it seems. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me, sir. That is illegal for you to dodge my singularity. Once again, they've killed the enemy before we can actually detonate our combo.
Shepard, let's get up the rapid. Figure out where we...
Okay.
Agreed. Let's go.
Don't worry, guys. We got it covered. We got it covered. Third war. They said we've got one here, but I don't see where they have got us, because I don't see any of them right now. They're just chilling. They're really just chilling there, aren't they? I mean, if you insist. And then they go, keep going, as they're falling down. Alright, keep going, man. Up to you. Another empty Cerberus shuttle heading back. A ladder over there.
There it is. Amazing no one detected it, even in all this.
They must have been far enough underground to stay hidden. Cerberus had to dig it out.
That's an incredibly powerful bomb, potentially unstable as well, given its age. We have to hurry, Shepard.
Commander, we're entering the bomb site. Moving towards the control station.
Yeah, this has been here,
We're on our way.
mind you, for several hundred years. Several hundred years. So, it is rather old. And as Tally said, that might mean that it is not the most stable of bombs, so that's a little bit of a concern, potentially. If we could get up and over this, though, that'd be kind of nice. Okay, sniper rifle concentration mod. Are there the sound of enemies come here, or is that the empty shuttle that is leaving? Hopefully it's the empty shuttle that is
Nearly on
leaving.
top of the bomb. Cerberus will be back with everything they've got.
Agreed. Cerberus will stop at nothing to start a war.
Okay. Any friends up here? That looks... In fact, that is the explosive containers from Mass Effect 1 that we really have not seen in Mass Effect 2, or... No, we did see it in Mass Effect 2. I'm not sure we've seen it all in Mass Effect 3, though. Melee pistol stunner. Gives us additional melee damage when using a pistol if we use that mod, but that is not of interest to us, I don't think. But sure, we'll pick it up. Okay. I think we should save. Oh, there are definitely enemies. Trying to run. But... Oh, I think I just heard a turret. Or they're currently setting what? Yeah, that's an engineer right there. Yep, that's a turret. That's the sound of a turret. Tally, once again, is just dead set on going straight in here. What we can do is we can sabotage that turret, and it will shoot at their teammates. But when it doesn't have any teammates left, then it is no longer useful to us. It has wiped out the entirety of their team. Tally, if you could, like, actually get around that cover, though, that's kind of why I'm telling you to go over here, so the turret does not turn around and shoot you in the face. It will eventually go away if we leave it alone, but we can do this. Prime it with a warp, and then detonate it with the throw, and take it out. Okay, I think that was the last of the enemies here. That's lights, not loot. Easy mistake to make, of course. Lights and loots. Almost the same thing. Was that? Oh, that is something. Turian technology we can salvage. For credits. Okay. Poor thing. Another med kit. More experience and... Bird control schematics.
Looks like control schematics for automated turrets. No good now, but they might be useful later.
Which I believe is a quest item that people were looking for on the Citadel. That's a generator that we don't much need right now, but okay. Let's skedaddle then.
Just up ahead, Shepard.
On our way.
Okay. Perhaps, again, that means this might be a good time to save. Because we may be approaching may be approaching our bomb site here, because that's it.
I'm at the control panel, Commander. Cerberus set up a firewall around the trigger mechanism to slow us down. I need to create a bypass. That'll take time. But like you said, no trigger, no explosion.
Is it possible? Can you still do it?
Are you sure you can disarm the trigger?
Yes, it's old tech. I know what to do. Buy me a few minutes, Commander.
Okay, so it sounds like we've got to give him some cover fire here.
We'll make sure you have the time you need, Lieutenant.
Understood. Starting bypass. And thank you for making sure I get this chance.
Just make it right, soldier.
Whoa! Uh-oh.
Look out! Commander!
Focus on the bomb. We'll handle Cerberus.
Okay, so, you might notice, right off the bat here, top right corner, Lieutenant Victus has a health bar, and that health bar can indeed go down. He is kind of in a vulnerable position right out in the open there with no cover. So it is our job to make sure that, yes, he does not take too many hits. So let's start by dealing with you. And the problem is that they will truly make a point of targeting him.
Clear?
Clear.
They will deliberately prioritize going after him. Right. Oh, also there's pretty sure if we were to go back there, wait, hold back real
More
quick.
troops, Shepard.
I need more time, Commander.
I know. I'm pretty sure there's actually a heavy weapon over here. Did we drop down here from a cutscene? Or did we voluntarily drop down? Because if we voluntarily drop down, I'm pretty sure this is now too steep for us to get back up, and we might have missed out on a heavy weapon that could have potentially made life a little bit easier for us, but alas, we'll deal with it. We'll make it work. Here you see they are. This assault trooper right next to us, I believe, was firing at Victus, not us. Again, further evidence. That is what they are trying to do here. Tally, let's get a combat drone out. To distract some of them. And there's one other enemy here somewhere. We're not entirely sure. Oh, there. Drone might be the quickest to stop him from hitting someone. Okay, more of these shuttles, which we technically, if we're fast enough, can singularity, like so, and blow up, like so, and repeat. Is that a grenade I just saw them trying to throw at us? Oh, it's smoke grenade, yes. But, okay, now the Centurion, he throws since you technically have shields. Okay, then we got another shuttle over here.
They're not letting up.
Go for the same strategy now. Once again, might be worth actually going the throw route because this does throw 2 projectiles, giving us the potential for a double combo. Ooh. Okay, except they did still manage to get some people down here. That's illegal. Like, excuse me? Excuse me, Singularity? That was rude and uncalled for. There we go. One of those troopers might have dropped out side of the arena. Well, there's an Atlas. And so the whole thing I was talking about earlier, where having a heavy weapon and how that might be useful, this would be a situation in which that heavy weapon could be useful. We could sabotage it, and at least
Take that thing down.
give us some time to relocate, because this was not a great place for us to be located. And if they have other teammates, then they will shoot at the Atlas, and the Atlas will shoot at them, which does help considerably, but now it is aiming at us, it seems. So I think try sabotaging it again. It will gain resistance over time to the sabotage attempts, but Okay, now it's down. It's no shields. So Garrus, if you could shoot this thing, and also we will do some biotic combos on it, should deal a nice sizable chunk of damage. We have decent cover here, it seems, although... Oh, yep, we are starting to get flanked. I was gonna say... Saw some people who were starting to show up on the map. Okay, did the Atlas just blow up? I think the Atlas just blew up. Okay, so that hopefully will be the most difficult of enemies there. That is a Centurion, so the warp is not going to directly detonate him, but that's okay. We can blow up his friend right next to him, and then shock you, which gets rid of your shield, so now you go into that singularity, and so we do take you out. There's someone over here. Yup, sure is. Okay, who's left? I feel like I hear more in this direction. Garrus is just chilling over there? Garrus is just chilling over there. Don't mind him. Is this the guy that we sent shooting off one of the shuttles? Maybe. We're going to get up a little bit so we can definitely hit him with that.
Commander, firewall's down. I'm in. Spirits. Cerberus hacked the trigger mechanism. It's set to detonate. Disarm it. No time.
That's not good.
Separate the trigger from the bomb. Now. Cover me.
Victus, I hope you know what you're doing, man. What's it going in there? Something tells me there may not be a way out. I think you gotta jump. Oh! You don't have a parachute by any chance, do you?
At any time.
Chatter coming in from Krogan forces planetside? Sounds like they started sweeping out the remaining Cerberus troops. Hate to be the guy who told the Krogan about that surprise package. You get out all right? Sounds like it got ugly down there.
I'm afraid it
Turians
did.
took a lot of casualties, Joker. The Primarch's son included.
Understood, Commander. Joker out.
But perhaps an opportunity
He never hesitated.
for him to redeem
Whatever
himself.
he was before, he'll be remembered for this.
Exactly.
What will the Turians think about this, Garrus?
Hard to say. Sacrifice and more is expected. He did us proud, but we're a hard bunch to please. Living your life for the cause. Society first, platoon first. It's all just expected.
He did what he had to do when it counted.
Yes. Yes, he did.
Good work on Tuchanka, Commander. Stopping that bomb prevented the war between the Turians and the Krogan. We can't afford that kind of division right now.
Joker said the Krogan are recovering the bomb.
They moved in, won't allow Turians to send in recovery crews to help.
Understandable.
When he heard, Rex contacted the Turian Primarch and gave him an earful.
I imagine.
He was angry with the actions of the 9th Platoon and the Primarch's own son. Helped smooth things over. Relations are strained, but holding.
Good to hear, Admiral.
Finally,
Definitely.
Commander. We're making good progress on the Crucible. Hell of a project. I'll keep you informed.
Yes, sir.
Hack it out.
Alright, so mission complete. We get some credits, we get some reputation. And so that concludes both. I suppose they're going to be way down here. But Tuchanka, well, the Turian platoon, which for whatever reason is showing up higher than Turian bomb is, but Turian bomb most recently, because the Turian team that crashed on Tuchanka was trying to prevent Cerberus from detonating that bomb, and fortunately, we were able to help them. But, of course, unfortunately, lost the Primarch's son in the process. But though he made big mistakes and lost many members of his team during the Turian platoon mission on Tuchanka, as we were saying, hopefully got the chance to redeem himself there, and I mean made the ultimate sacrifice in that most recent mission, and found a way to deactivate the bomb even when Cerberus had a backup plan in place. It looked like for a second they had us fooled there. We made sure that it did not go off because it sounded like it would have been catastrophic damages to the Krogan had it been detonated. And with that, we have an update to our Turian score here on the war assets. Turian Blackwatch, which I think is new altogether to us. A team of exceptionally skilled special ops soldiers, Blackwatch, is sent on missions that threaten the safety of Paladin itself. Well, Paladin itself is certainly threatened right now. It was pulled from the homeworld by order of Primarch Adrian Victus, who wanted to mobilize this elite force in less hopeless situations across the galaxy. So you're saying Paladin is hopeless? Gotta use these guys in a place where they can be more helpful? Because Paladin is lost? That's discouraging. The majority of Blackwatch's operations are classified, although it's generally accepted that they have the highest success rate of any Turian unit in history. There are rumors that Sarian Arturius was part of the Blackwatch before becoming a Spectre, although, given his youth when he joined the Turian army, it seems highly unlikely. I mean, we heard that in Saren's heyday, he was extremely highly regarded as at least a Spectre, and presumably, predating that, as a Turian soldier as well. It's interesting, though, because this Turian Blackwatch team sounds very similar to the Solarian STG, and, of course, the Spectres, and so it seems like, in many ways, each of the major species has sort of their own group, their elite group of special forces. I mean, I suppose that makes sense, right? And obviously, Spectres are not species-specific. That one spans all of the Citadel species, or at least theoretically can. But, like I said, the STG for the Solarians, you have the Turian Blackwatch for the Turians, and we'll have to keep our eyes and ears peeled and see if we hear about other similar groups for other allies. For the Quarians, it's mostly just that they have humongous fleets, whereas, I don't know, for the Geth, you want to count the Geth Prime fleet in that, or rather Geth Prime platoon in that same group of small subset of elite forces, maybe. Feels a little bit different in that case. Where is it? I thought there was a similar one. Krogan 1st Division, maybe? To the Krogan is what I'm thinking of. It's kind of the comparable one there. It's kind of interesting how Rex is worth 30, whereas Grunt is 25. I guess Rex is the leader of all of the Krogan, so that does make some sense. But then, like, Asari, don't think we have any support from a similar subset of elite forces of the Asari variety. So, okay. Just an interesting little detail there. Okay. So, where does that leave us in terms of monies? That puts us at 33,000, right around where I think we were after finishing our previous mission. So let's see if any of our teammates have any comments on that mission, because I think they did for Turian Platoon, at least in some cases, so they may very well for this one as well.
gotta love the Turians. After they beat you down and sterilize you, they strap a big old bomb to your planet. You know,
True.
just in case you get uppity again someday.
I'm just glad we disarmed it.
Damn right. The Krogan are pretty tough. I'd rather it be Reaper asses getting kicked and not ours.
Yeah. Good to have the Krogan on our side, for sure.
Commander.
What's new, Edie?
Admiral Anderson reports that the Reapers on Earth are broadcasting orders. They are demanding human leaders enter their superstructures in order to negotiate peace.
Anybody aboard a Reaper is going to be indoctrinated.
Right.
Exactly. This is a ruse to pacify the populace during that process. Citizens who are busy waiting are not busy fighting. It is likely that the governments of Earth will soon enact laws punishing those who attack the Reaper occupiers. Again, this will be done in the name of peace.
Tell Anderson we're moving as fast as we can.
That is devious. Devious from the Reapers. Pretending that they come in peace, and bringing in the most senior of military personnel in those peace negotiations, air quotes. But in truth, they're just trying to indoctrinate them.
You've got a new message at your private terminal.
Okay, thanks, Trainer. In truth, they're just trying to indoctrinate them to at least temporarily keep them out of the fight, and then long term, if they are truly indoctrinated, of course, that compromises some of the most important people in the military, which is a very big deal. We saw what happened when that went down in Mass Effect 1 with Saren. Okay, so what do we have here? My son's sacrifice was not in vain, from Adrian Victus, the Primarch. Commander Shepard, I regret saying this in an email, but I'm too far off to thank you in person for your work on Tuchanka. You saved not only the Krogan homeworld, but the fragile alliance between our two peoples. Moreover, I'm grateful you allowed my son to complete his mission. He died with the respect of his men. His sacrifice will go down as an important moment in the history of the 9th Platoon. Any father would be proud. Victus. Oh, and I mean, remember, Primarch Victus, Adrian Victus, was the one who I believe, or at least was heavily implied, was the one who deployed his son on this mission to begin with, and had something to do with him getting promoted into that position, which, as we were saying before, is a big no-no in Turian society when you promote someone when they're clearly not ready to handle that increased responsibility, and that was clearly the case here. So, I mean, for Primarch Victus to be able to see his son get the chance to do what he set out to do, to ultimately, I mean, save countless Krogan and help continue to maintain this Krogan-Turian alliance, surely saved many, many more people from that as well. So, ultimately, even if initially he may not have succeeded, at the end of the day, he found a way to get the job done.
I heard what Victus did.
He was a brave man.
I don't think I could... there I go again. I was going to say that I could never do that.
But
I was wrong. Being here, watching you, you've shown me what it means to serve in the Alliance.
you're a good officer, Trainer. Glad you finally realize it.
Thanks. Not that I'm volunteering for bomb jump duty. I'd suggest sending someone who has armor first, if possible.
Well, good to have you, Trainer. Good to have you, Trainer.
Commander?
Okay, so let's head down and see if any other squad mates have things to speak with us about. Oh, like Ashley.
I heard about what happened down there. With everything always going so fast around here, there's hardly time to reflect on any of it. But what Lieutenant Victus did? Well, I just miss Caden. Thought I'd stop by and let him know.
Put in a good word for me.
I will.
And although we haven't spent much time focusing on this wall as of late, see, the list has gotten longer, and it does now include several names that may look familiar. Some old friends. You see now Legion on the right has been added to the list. Morden Solus added to the list. Thane Krios, bottom of the right, added to the list. Names of old friends that we, of course, wish we still had with us here Presley, Commander Presley from Mass Effect 1, and Aiden Alenko, halfway down on the left side there as well. Jenkins, very beginning of Mass Effect 1. As Ashley said, with everything going so fast, sometimes you forget about the people you lost along the way.
Good to see you, Commander.
But we still have our team here on the Normandy. We're not done yet. We still have a job to do. See if Garrus has anything to say after that previous mission.
I don't know what Turian came up with the idea, but a doomsday bomb was damned ingenious. Embarrassing now, but ingenious back then.
Garrus? You were criticizing the idea previously. Now that we're done with the mission, it's a whole lot easier to say, oh, it was a great idea, once it's no longer an imminent bomb threat that could take out a large chunk of the Krogan population. Now that it's no big deal anymore, like, oh, yeah, sure, yeah, like, well, theoretically, it might not have been the worst thing in the world, but okay, well, I assure you, Garrus, if it had gone off, it would have been terrible.
It's a good thing we don't have any Krogan on board. Not sure how well they would have taken it.
Also, remember that those two missions originally became available to us after we did Priority Paladin. And, at that point in time, Primarch Victus and Rex were both on the Normandy. They only get off the Normandy once you complete Priority Tuchanka. And so that means, if we had done this mission earlier, which we could have, namely if we did it before Priority Tuchanka, that whole message that Primarch Victus led us, the email, where he said, sorry, I couldn't do this in person, have to do it in email because I'm too far away right now. Could have spoken to him in person. Similarly, the whole, like, oh, just glad there wasn't a Krogan on board when we did this, is also kind of a reference to how, if you do this earlier, then Rex could very well be on board when this happens, and he might have had something to say about it.
Not right now.
Okay. What about
A pleasure to
with
see you.
Liara and Cliff?
Hello, Shepard.
Hello, Liara.
Hello, Shepard.
Hello, Liara. Hello, Broker Terminal. Hello, Broker Terminal that does not have any new information for us. Don't think there's gonna be anything new here either? No? Okay. Goodbye, Cliff. Goodbye. Okay. Don't think we've checked either side here, have we? Well, I mean, generally there's not gonna be anyone in here. Okay, no, we cannot speak anymore to Ashley, even if we want to. That is strictly forbidden. How dare you even suggest that we do such a thing? How dare you? Ashley's normal spot? We should totally take it. We should totally claim it as our own. Make Ashley stand right out here for the rest of eternity. Take that, Ash. That's what you get for not speaking to us. Okay. Let's check down here.
Breaking now, the Arcturus station destroyed and the Alliance Parliament feared dead.
Oh.
But Admiral Stephen Hackett says the fleets can regroup. We'll hear it from him right here in the battle space.
Don't worry, all of our political leaders have been murdered, but we will go on. We will be fine. I'm afraid, you know, that's the kind of thing where, in this type of situation, you might need to find a way to bounce back from that kind of situation, because, you know, the Reapers, they're, as we just learned, they are deliberately trying to target the people who are in power.
Would have made a good addition to our empire, Turian. You are cunning.
And by addition, you mean slave race?
Subservient race.
Right, phrasing.
Makes all the difference.
But you did not go far enough. Either you should have detonated the bomb on the Krogan world, or used it as leverage.
I think we were just trying to guarantee peace.
A static mode of existence. Nothing changes, nothing struggles, nothing grows.
On the upside, we all get to live another day. Nice chatting.
Oh, wow. I mean, once again, of course, Javik continues to show that he's pretty cruel and merciless. Garrus, not always the most sympathetic of people either, but compared to Javik, you can see Garrus looks like a cuddly teddy bear.
There is some enjoyment in speaking to this Turian. His knowledge of war is formidable, though he would be an even better marksman if he had 4 eyes.
Of course, of course. The only problem is that he's not a Prothean.
Back when the Krogan rebelled, I would have detonated a bomb that day. There was no need for the genophage.
Yeah, but see, the thing is, like, that bomb, powerful as it may have been, still would have only taken out Krogan in that general vicinity, and every other Krogan in existence that was not killed or mortally injured in that explosion, they would hate you and all the Protheans and wage war on you and all the Protheans, and so you would just escalate things. And that's exactly the opposite of what the Turians and Solarians were trying to do when they deployed the genophage.
Yes.
Okay. I'm just saying, Javik. I'm just saying, Javik. You say these things sometimes, but it does make me wonder
I can't
if
believe
you've thought
he
about
did
them.
it. Just jumped down there with the bomb.
God, I can only imagine.
It almost reminds me of...
Vermeer?
Yes.
Same here.
It's not the same, I know that. And I've seen friends die other places, back on Haystrom, where Shepard rescued me from the Geth. But this wasn't being killed by enemy fire. This was...
Someone giving up his life for the mission. Just like Caden back on Vermeer.
How do you accept that, knowing that a teammate died for you?
Would you have done the same if you were guarding the bomb back on Vermeer?
To stop Saren? Yes, if I had to.
One day, it'll be your turn. And everyone who's ever died for you will be watching as you get the job done.
Thanks, Ash. Sorry to bother you.
Anytime, Tally.
Oof. That got, especially toward the end there, that got pretty deep. I mean, yes, definitely some similarities. Ashley and Tally are not wrong. Similarities between what we just saw Victus do, the sacrifice that he made, and what happened back in Mass Effect 1 with Caden.
Thanks for coming by.
Anything else?
Thanks for coming by.
No worries, you're welcome. Good to see you. Donnelly, Daniels, behave, baby.
Shepard.
My board is green.
Okay. Back to business, I see. Don't mind them. Don't mind them at all. Cortez?
That last job on Tachanka was intense. I tried providing air support, but the sky was so full of Cerberus, it was like someone kicked a hornet's nest.
That is a good way to describe Cerberus, on many occasions, I feel like. Because they do seem to just come flying out from everywhere, and they are quite pesky, not unlike hornets.
I appreciate you checking in on me.
What about James?
Too bad about Tarquin. I was starting to like him.
Yeah, I mean, to be fair, we didn't know him for very long, but, I mean, he did. We saw him change dramatically in the matter of just very short amount of time. First met him, he was this scared, panicked, quivering Turian who was clearly overwhelmed and clearly not ready to take on all of his responsibilities, and not long after, he's leading his troops, going in to complete his mission no matter what the odds may be stacked against him, and, as we've said, at the end of the day, made the ultimate sacrifice.
Do you hear that hum? Is that just me?
Okay. So, I think at this point, we're talking about what we want to do with our remaining monies here. We have 33,000 credits. We have purchased most of the, at least most important upgrades on the Citadel that we were hoping to get. In terms of upgrading weapons of any significance, Venom could be worth upgrading, Particle Rifle could be worth upgrading as well. Those would probably be the best shotguns, and assault rifles for us to consider, so those would be primarily things for squad mates. Particle rifle mostly for James, Venom shotgun probably mostly for Tally, but could be James as well, depending on the situation. Or, alternatively, the arc pistol, which could be some squad mates, anyone who can use a pistol, but perhaps most importantly might be us, because, as I think we said previously, since it is a weapon that you charge up to deal more damage, it is generally going to be much more effective in Shepard's hands than a squad mate's hands, because they probably are not going to charge it up at all. But it is also considerably less expensive than the other ones, and so we might actually be able to fully upgrade this one, whereas the other ones we might not have enough monies to make that happen right off the bat. So that could be a worthy consideration. Otherwise, like, well, but the probability of us using the arc pistol versus the probability of us using the particle rifle or the Venom shotgun may actually lean more toward particle rifle or Venom shotgun. Particle rifle, as I said, I think is mostly just a James thing, whereas the Venom you could give to either James or Tally. So maybe we prioritize this above anything else. Yeah. I think this might be our next best upgrade to make, especially because since we've made all of our Metagel upgrades thus far, there's not any really expensive things for us to do. And yes, we can afford a full upgrade there, so that's very nice. We can do a tiny little particle rifle upgrade here, or potentially a few rounds of the arc pistol. So maybe we go that route. Maybe we just make ourselves completely broke, you know? We get 1, we can get 2, and we can get 3. So now we are priced out of what would be the final round of that arc pistol upgrade. But now it's certainly stronger. So there you have it, fully upgraded Venom and almost fully upgraded arc pistol. 2 of the other really strong weapons. Another thing we could do with our money would be purchase other weapons. There are still a few on the Citadel that are decent, that are, again, probably a little more niche than the ones that we currently have and have been using. So the ones that we've been using, like the Typhoon, for example, are super effective in basically any and every situation. Yeah, there are still, if we look at, for example, an extreme example, we were to look at the, where are you? Vector requisitions. There are still some really big weapons here that we've not yet picked up, like the Eagle is a solid pistol. It's not very expensive, but the Valiants haven't used this very much, but it's a sniper that is theoretically fairly good, although given how we have the Javelin at this stage, it perhaps means that this is not super necessary. Piranha is a really strong shotgun as well. That is something that we were considering buying a while back. So that, I mean, obviously, we would need to save up quite a bit in order to be able to afford this, but that's potentially worth doing. Harrier is also a really good assault rifle. So those are solid options. Paladin, well-rounded pistol, also really good, potentially worth picking up. The Wraith, well-rounded shotgun, also potentially worth picking up. Black Widow, super hard-hitting sniper rifle that is somewhat similar to the Javelin. So, again, now that we have the Javelin, may not be as necessary to purchase this, and it was something that we were eyeing until we got the Javelin, and then I was thinking to myself, you know, we might not need to shell out the 100,000+ credits to make this happen. So that's kind of the place in which we find ourselves right now, is that on one hand, for the most part, we have all of the really good weapons that we like, and we have pretty much upgraded all of those weapons to the extent possible here in the shuttle bay at the weapon upgrade station. And also when it comes to purchasing the weapon mods, in that case there might be a few odds and ends that are still remaining that we would ideally like to pick up at some point. But what remains, as I said, is mostly the, you know, weapons that are maybe fun, a little more gimmicky, in some niche situations might be better. against a specific type of enemy or in a specific longer or shorter range engagement, but so, it's kind of a luxury that we have. We can choose, do we want to get them now? Do we want to just say, thanks but no thanks? We can choose. Because we no longer have much in the way of urgent purchases, thankfully.